Let's talk about my college head coach, Jim Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. When the NCAA comes knocking on your door and asks you about a couple of items that are on their list, thinking that you have not been on the up and up, and you tell them to pound sand by giving them an answer that they think is not truthful, and they find out that your answer is not truthful, they're going to come at you. Now, you hear 4-game suspension on the docket for Jim Harbaugh for the University of Michigan football program, and you hear that a couple of assistants might get 1 game, and a former coach who's now the current defensive coordinator in Baltimore getting a show cause, meaning if he comes back, he gets a 1-year suspension if he comes back into college.
Oh.
You sit there and you think, what the hell is going on at Michigan? The crux of this is apparently during the COVID times, a couple of commits to the program showed up to the campus. Jim heard that they were on campus just to see things. Now, you could sit here and say, all right. But the story is he went to an establishment called the Brown Jug, which is a terrific spot to have lunch, little dinner, maybe want a beer at night, what have you. Great spot.
You used to hang out there?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There might actually be a confection or two on the menu named after yours truly.
What?
Dude.
Come on, bro. How are you holding this information back?
Dude, come on.
The Brown Jug?
I think it's information that's readily available. I think Schefter's got a sandwich. At any rate, they should now name the cheeseburger after Jim Harbaugh because apparently he bought these 2 kids cheeseburgers. And then when the NCAA comes knocking on the door about the cheeseburgers and whether they were coaches were, let's see here, this is according to the Yahoo Sports report, Harbaugh's alleged initial cover-up was worse than the crime itself from the NCAA's perspective. In a notice of allegation sent to Michigan last year, they talked about meeting with 2 recruits during a COVID-19 dead period. That's the cheeseburgers, apparently. Texting a recruit outside of an allowable time period, having analysts perform on-field coaching duties during practice, and having coaches watching players work out via Zoom. That's it. And apparently him not being truthful about the cheeseburgers and who bought them, and then him telling NCAA investigators, oh, yeah, I did buy the cheeseburgers. I was lying to you. That's going to cost him 4 games.
Wow.
It's so ludicrous. This is how ludicrous it is. Now, again, you could sit here and say I'm biased, and I love Michigan football, as y'all know.
True that.
But this is how ludicrous it is. That Jim Harbaugh is being defended in this situation by Paul Feinbaum. That's how through the looking glass we are. Paul Feinbaum, who basically doesn't like the way Jim Harbaugh breathes, the way that Harbaugh walks and talks and breathes and coaches. That guy
really
went on ESPN today and said that he's actually, he was even gobsmacked himself that he was defending Harbaugh. That's how ludicrous it is. So everyone's wondering, are you upset with your coach or whatever? Look, if he was not forthcoming to investigators, that's how they come and hit you. 4 games? Oh, it's kind of
for a burger?
And I do get from my friends and some people on Twitter and social media saying, well, where were you when Jim Tressel lied about his players trading some of their memorabilia for tattoos that cost Tressel his job? What was your thoughts on the subject matter then? And at the time, they were different times. Like, that's the norm. Like, that would be like an NIL thing right now. Like, these are different times. We're batting eyelashes at things that used to cost someone like Jim Tressel his job. So, these are different times now. And I think the fact that this isn't costing Harbaugh his job, it's just 4 games, and then we're talking about how ludicrous that is, shows how evolved I think we are as a people when it comes to this. And, to my Ohio State friends who think I might be hypocritical on this, I'll just thank Jim Tressel for laying the groundwork here. Tressel lost his job, so Jim could just get 4 games for buying 2 kids hamburgers and letting, I guess, somebody who's coming to cover the game get out there, former player, and start winging it around with the players, and they're zooming. Coaches are zooming when they shouldn't be.
Texting.
Okay.
Awful.
Get out of here.
What comes to that?
2 games per burger.
So,
wow.
all I hope is that, if, again, and this is leaked just before Harbaugh steps to a podium at the Big Ten Conference Media Day. And all I hope is fine. Look, sit him for 4 games. And I know the way Jim's going to play it or should play it, and the players are going to play it. Us against the world. Us against the world. Nobody wants us to win. Which, by the way, may be true.
I mean, I don't, Rich.
That's my 2 cents on what's being called Burgergate.
They should have gotten the 10-ounce sirloin
They
steak
should name
named after
the
Jim
Brown
Harbaugh.
Jug cheeseburger after Jim Harbaugh.
Bo has one.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's what they should name it. And Harbaugh should take a picture of him eating a cheeseburger and tweet it out.
100%.
Or X it out. Was that what you're doing? Is that what it is? You X it out?
He's got the
You have to
10-ounce
X it
sirloin
out.
steak already, Rich.
Yeah, I was trying to see what he already.
Honestly, Paul Feinbaum is caping for Jim Harbaugh.
He does not like the man, to people who might not know. He
By the
does
way,
not like
he went
the man.
hand in hand saying Ohio State with their new quarterback has a better chance of giving Georgia a game than Michigan with their 14 returning starters. So, again, he's not completely through the, trolling Michigan looking glass.
Where did that start?
I don't know.
Is he? Did he go to Ohio State?
I think he's terrific, by the way, Feinbaum. Obviously, his Michigan takes irk me.
Of course.
But the point is, he's saying this is ridiculous, and he's saying Harbaugh looks good for telling the NCAA, get out of here with this hamburger stuff.
It's crazy.
What, are you going to bust me for fixins?
Were there tater tots involved with that? And he does have a famous brown jug burger already named.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Who, Harbaugh does?
Jim Harbaugh's
Okay,
famous.
great.
No. That's his Jack Harbaugh.
Oh, is that Jack?
No, it's Jim.
You sure are you on a different menu?
I'm looking at
it's
the
fine,
brown
whatever.
jug.
But Schefter's got the Sicilian deep dish pizza.
Do I have anything?
I'm looking. We're looking.
I've been searching for your name. I see.
Maybe
I mean,
I've
how
got
does
nothing.
Schefter get the Sicilian deep dish pizza?
Maybe I'm just conflating it with the room keys that my face is on.
You should
At
have
the
one. We
local
gotta
hotel
change this.
there.
I told you I have a friend, Jane, who was
get
in
this
Ann
all the
Arbor
time.
last week, and she sent me a picture. She's like,
You
"Look
got to
who's on my
change.
room
We got to
key."
get you on. You got to get something on this. This is my goal.
Even if I don't, it's
I'm
fine.
gonna do it.
I thought I had one, but if I don't, I don't.
We're doing it.
You might.
TJ and I are
Fine.
taking over. Rich gets something on that menu.
We have Desmond
year-
Howard's Meat Lovers Pizza.
Next year, for next year's draft, when we're in Detroit, I'm going. And, I'm just going to go up to 2 people and buy them hamburgers and tell the NCAA, come at me. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.